everybody, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me again. Today I've got these Madam Glam items to show you, and it's builder gels. I've already opened the box, and because I knew what was coming anyway, and I've got 3 of the builder gels, but the builder gels in the pots, which I absolutely love. A builder gel in a pot. In a bottle, I'd never really use the brush anyway. I just use the brush to put it on my nail, and then I use a tiny detailer brush. So this is going to be much better because I can use the application brush and a fine detailer. And I've got 3 shimmer shades. I've got shimmer white, shimmer nude and shimmer pink. And then they've also sent me a blooming gel. And don't you love the labels on them? Because I'll be able to spot that straight away instead of digging through everything for whether it's base, top, bloom or whatever it is. You can all see straight away, so that's great. So I get these out and we'll have a look at these colours. I've done myself some swatch sticks, so I've labelled those up already. That's why I wanted to open it. And we'll get these opened up, and I'm going to do a set of nails on Eve today. And I think I'll build some stilettos. So just get my gloves on, I'll be back in a sec. So I've just got kitted up. You need to wear gloves whenever you can. If you're doing your own nails, obviously you can't have gloves on both hands. But when YouTubers or nail techs are in stuff all the time, you've got to be careful. So do protect yourself whenever you can. And as you can see, I've opened this one and it has leaked slightly. So better to be safe than sorry when it comes to your gels. Now the opening's supposed to be at this side, look. But yeah, come off. So I'll get this cleaned up, but isn't that pretty? Can you see the shimmer? Oh, it's gorgeous. The nice size pots, look. They are the normal vegan, cruelty-free, HEMA-free, palm oil-free. And the curing time is... in LED, it's 2 minutes, and in UV, it's 4 minutes. So it's a bit longer than normal, but better to be safe than sorry when it comes to curing. So that's that. Let's try and rescue as much of that as I possibly can. There. Now this is shimmer pink. Oh, wow. Oh, that is pretty. Beautiful. It's quite a condensed colour on there, obviously, because there's such a lot of it. But if you have a look on there, that'll give you an idea of the colour. Lovely. I think opacity is probably number 3 on this. That's that. And then shimmer nude. Now that looks, it looks sort of taupey in there, like a coffee. But it's not, is it? It's going to be a lot more neutral on the nail. So I'm looking forward to trying that one. Okay. Right, so these are the colours that I've got. I think they're absolutely beautiful with that little shimmer in. I'm glad I chose those. And these is really subtle. Looks a lot darker in the pot, doesn't it? So we've got the subtle nude white and the shimmer pink. So as much as I want to do flowers, because I always do flowers, I'm not going to do. I'm going to put that to one side. And I'm going to use this nude and white. And we'll build a set of nails. I've got Eve almost ready with her fake nail beds. So I need to stick some tips on. But you've seen that in loads of videos, I know. So I'm going to stick some tips on, and then we'll come back and we'll get cracking straight on with building the nails. So here we are. I've just set these up with some stiletto tips on, just put on with normal glue. And then you'd have dehydrated and cleaned all your nail beds. So I'm just going in with a primer. So acid-free primer just on that nail bed. If your nails have a tendency to pop off easily, you can do 2 coats of primer, that's fine. And that's air dry, so it's 40 to 60 seconds air dry. And now I'm just going in with a base coat and pulling it as thin as I can, but making sure that it's quite accurate around those side walls. Now I've done the little finger, but the whole of that was done in the shimmer white, so I thought I'll show you on this one instead. So I'm doing a little bit of a slip layer on where I want this white to be, because I'm not covering the entire nail on this one. So now, without curing that, I'm just working out how far I want it to come. Without curing that, I'm going to go in and do the building the nail itself. So, quite a big blob. I've got to say, I do love the consistency of this builder gel. It's not running away too fast, but it does level. Well, it levels quite slowly, so that's good. So just teasing it down, try to keep my brush attached to it so I don't get any air bubbles. And a little bit up the sides. It files very easily, so if you have got a bit sticking out at the side, don't worry about it too much, but the closer you are to the shape that you want to be, then obviously the less filing you've got to do. There we go. So I'm going to cure that. I've done similar on the next nail, but a little bit higher up, and now I'm just going in, even though it's been cured, to build the apex. As long as you've not wiped off your tacky layer, your inhibition layer, you can still go in and put some more on. If my voice sounds funny, it's because I'm absolutely full of cold at the minute. I have to keep going off to sneeze and cough. So I'm just using the fine detailer to go around the edge. Just tease it around the cuticle. So I've had a look at them from the side and decided that I want to build up that apex a little bit more. Same on this one, and then a little bit more on the little finger as well. I'm sorry that brush is wafting in front of the camera, I didn't realise it was still in my fingers. So now the shimmer nude, oh, it's a beautiful colour this, isn't it? But I've decided this is going to be my sand. So don't forget, I will put a link below for Madam Glam for you. You can get 35% off using my code, which is always in the description box. And the link will take you, it's a bit.ly link, so it'll take you to Madam Glam and apply that. But the code's there in case you need it. Other than that, you can join VIP with Madam Glam and you can get 50% off all the time. But that is where you pay so much a month to them, and it kind of saves it for you as like so you can do a shopping spree when you feel like it. But do be aware when you're buying from abroad how much your customs can be, for whether you've got to pay customs on it and spend it before you get to that limit. So full nail on this one, so slip layer all the way down. and then without curing that we'll build on top of it, because they've all had a base coat, these. So make a little cushion, push it up quite fairly close but not touching, but I did touch a side wall there, so I'm going to clean that up in a sec before I cure it. And then tease it down. I got halfway and needed another ball, or bead, or blob, or whatever you want to call it. So just clean that little side up. There we go. So again, building up the apex. So that first layer's already been cured, and I'm going back in with this and I'm going to build that down. Now if you've got a clear builder gel, what you can do is you can put your details, your stickers, flowers, whatever it is that you want to put into your nail, and then you can build your apex with the clear on top if you want, but I haven't got a clear in these pots, so I'm building the apex with the colour. But you can do that, so the choice is yours. So there we go. So there'll be quite an inhibition layer on builder gels, there always is, so make sure you clean that off and wipe down the nail so you're not pushing it up and around your cuticle. And then filing, but it's very light to file, so I'm just using the hand file. So I'll go straight underneath and then just roll it up and over. And when I'm doing a long nail, I like to go up and down like that on the top of it. Just, can you see where it's darker in the middle? That's where there would be a little bit of a dip. So I'm doing it up and down so that smooth that out completely. And then I'll go around the cuticle with it. And then I keep going up and over and around, so I'll just show you on this one nail. I'm trying not to sniffle while I'm talking. So if you've not done so already, if you're new to the channel and you've not already subscribed, please consider it, and if you do, click the bell so you get to know when you're notified. But the best thing you can do to support any of us on these channels is interact in some way. Click the like button, leave us a comment. It's lovely. It justifies what we're doing when we get some interaction with you. And it's nice to read your comments and see. If any of you have bought these builder gels, let me know, because I want to know what colours to try. Because I think they're really, really nice to work with. Now, I've just put base coat, no, I've just put blooming gel over the white parts. And then I'm going in with crystal clear, which is the blue jelly. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Caribbean Sea. So, just dotting them on. Now I think what I've done is, you'll actually see me in a bit taking some of this colour back off because of the blooming, it ends up joining up together, so I've put a bit too much on this. It's the way I am. Put a bit too much on it, ended up covering all the white, so I do take a little bit off because as you can see in the middle now, that was the end result that I wanted, but then once it's spread and I've put this green on as well, yeah, I went a bit OTT with it, but you'll see me take a little bit off in a sec. I love these two colours together. So obviously the crystal clear is a jelly one, and then it's a cream for the Caribbean Sea. So I've lost all the white completely, look, so now I'm just going to go in with my brush and move it about a bit and take some off. And I've got these stickers, so these are actually vinyl transfers. So what you would normally do is peel off the square and leave the fishes behind, and then stamp on it. But I thought, well, I can just pick these fish out. So when I'm snorkeling, I love to see old fish underneath, and they always glisten, don't they? So I thought, I'm going to put these little fish on. So they're sticky back, so I'm just sticking them on. So obviously I've cured the blue, and I'm just sticking them to that tacky layer. And then the trays at the bottom, I've got some little bits of white shell, and some little, they look like little tiny clear rocks, blobs or something. They're not beads because they're not rounded, but they're misshaped little clear bits. I don't know how else to call them, but you'll see them in a sec. So what I'm doing here is I'm just base coating over the whole thing, and then I'm going to add my other bits onto this base coat before I cure it. And you could stick these on with some stronger glue if you want, but for the purposes on Eve, this is fine. And I am going to cover them. And it's at these that you could encapsulate with your clear if you've got some. So you see what I mean about these little blobs? So I'm just putting these onto the sand, and then because they're clear, when I've top and base coated them, they'll just look like little pebbles on the sand. So you'll see what I mean. A little bit of shells just to give a bit of shimmer underneath. And then once I've put on all the bits and bobs that I want, then I'll cure that. Sorry about that, I've just been off to blow my nose. So we've got, yeah, a little bit more shell going on, breaking it up. And then, like I said, I'm going to go base coat, but you could go and encapsulate fully with a builder gel if you want. So base coat over everything. I like to do base coat or something before I top coat when I've put these metal bits on, because A, it helps secure and make sure I aren't going to sort of air around them and stuff, but also I think the top coat could peel off the little charms. So I always base, because it's like a sticky layer, isn't it? So I base coat and then top coat. So I've just got a little bit of pot liquid, washing up liquid, whatever you want to call it, in this bowl, and I'm whisking up some bubbles. And then I'm going to use the bubbles actually on top coat. So no white top coat, and this is going just over the blue sea areas. So uncured top coat and just putting the bubbles on top. That actually gives it the bubble effect before you even cure it, you know, but I put it in the lamp with the bubbles on. Now on my palette I'm putting a bit more top coat and then a tiny little bit of white paint gel. Look at that. And then I'm going to cover that up just to keep the dust out of it, because what I'm going to do first before I paint that white is I'm going to file off all that. It gives you a really rough sort of sandpapery edge when you've used this bubbles. So I'm going to take all those rough edges off. So you will still feel the texture on the nails if you do it with your top coat, even when you've took these edges off. But it wasn't too much, you know what I mean? It wasn't even as rough as it would be if you had glitter. There's just a little bit of a texture. So once I've used the file on them, I'm just brushing them all off with the brush and some alcohol. Can you see them? They probably work quite well for crocodile skin and that as well, that. So the white just on the shoreline, and then I'll do the same with the bubbles in this. I told my husband I was going to go to bed for a snooze, and I said, no, I've got to get this voiceover done, and then while it's downloading I'll go and have a snooze. I feel absolutely shocking. So once the bubbles are done, I'm just going to matte coat the beach. So here they are. I hope you've enjoyed it, everybody. I have. Do you know, I've really enjoyed making these. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because my list for what I want to show you is massive and growing every week. I've got so much I want to show you. I hope you can see the bubbles inside there. Let's take her off. I hope you can see the bubbles inside that water the same as I can. And just finished off nicely with the matte on there. And they're all done, ready for the summer holidays if you ever get any sun. Really enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Don't forget to click the like if you're still here, if you enjoyed it, and I love you loads. Look after each other. Thank you to Madam Glam, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.